High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hi traders, welcome to our live trading workshop today, streaming in live from London here on our YouTube channel, Master the Markets, youtube.com/Master the Markets, where you can join us, get notifications on your phone and join into us streaming live. Today on this video over here, based on TradingView on our channel, Master the Markets 2010, where you can join us as well, what we're going to be taking a look at is stocks. Okay, so I'll be taking a look at a few stocks at the moment and how you can use the 3 stats as well on any instrument, whether it's US stocks, Indian stocks, Canadian stocks, Saudi stocks, it doesn't matter. We can apply that on anything, and that's how principles should always be. Right, so with that said, let me go on to looking at the different stocks for today. Perhaps since I've already got Reliance over here, I will start off with the Reliance stock over here. But before that, let me just take a look at the Nifty as well. And I know some of you might not be very familiar with these concepts. Some of you usually will send me messages and all that. I'll send you all a link. It's usually 7 steps to CTP, where you can get hold of the in-depth analysis and the reasonings behind the principles that we take a look at. Okay, so it's just over here, 7 steps to CTP.com. Okay, I'll talk about that later, but for now, let's swiftly move on to the index. Now, here I am on the Nifty. I just want to take a look at the index to get overview before we go into the stocks, right? And then we'll start to take a look at the stats over here. Now, over here, what you can see is that I'm on the monthly over here, right? Now, on the monthly, what it's showing, it's in an uptrend. It took out the last high. What we have over here, we've quantified the tops and bottoms. Orange arrow is for the top, blue arrow is for the bottom. You can see that it's taken out that high. Now it's on the uptrend, higher high, right? But observe this at the moment, and even the way that you see, if I were to summarize it, it's just a straight line that is moved here, isn't it? Bottom to top move. But in that bottom to top move, of course, you get a bit of the retracements, profit taking along the way, right? Whatever you may call it, seller bars, whatever. So on over here is where people and the media will start to tell you that, oh, the Nifty is going down, or the Dow is going down, the S&P is going down, you know, there is down by 2-3%, and this will create panic, and some people might sell off and they miss this other bigger move that it does. The same thing is repeating over here, right? Over here, then the sell-off starts to begin again, because at this point it's stretched more from its bottom, right? Open profit towards the top starts to diminish, the open equity, and then people start to take some profits. And at that point, this might confirm as a top. We're not sure, but that's why we've quantified what the tops and bottoms are. Now, at this point, some people might, there'll be a lot of media shouting out saying, oh, the market is down, you know, it's losing out, you know, is it going to be a big crash? And all this fear will start to build up, and they will put that onto all the news and media. But just understanding just a simple principle and understanding about markets move in cycles and everything, you will start to understand that if this is in an uptrend, okay, and you've quantified your tops and bottoms over here, you will start to realize that, okay, this spot over here, where maybe the top may be confirmed, okay, it might get confirmed at some point, because you can never move in a straight line forever, as we always say. after that, it will revert, is it not, traders, back into phase one if the uptrend sustains itself. Okay, that's the whole idea. So even though at this temporary point where the media is telling you, you know what, selling off, you know, it's down, you know, it's bad news and all that, understanding just the simple principle that nothing moves in a straight line, it will retrace a bit, profit taking happens, and then after that, it will resume back in its trend, okay? As long as you believe, now here's the most important thing, as long as you believe that the trend will sustain itself, not take out its last low, then you are towards the upside. And also you can overlay the VSA Lite as well, volume spread analysis, which is designed by Trade Guider and their team over there. Gavin Holmes, CEO of Trade Guider, hits it. And you can also have the volume to see as well to substantiate and see if the trend will sustain itself. As I always explain, volume is like fuel in the car, isn't it? As long as there's fuel in the car, when the acceleration is towards the front, it will keep going, okay? So the volume is very important as well. The fuel in the car is important because if there's no fuel, even though you may accelerate, the car can't move forward. The same in the markets, all right? So that's what we are seeing over here. In terms of the volume and the green dots over here, it is sustaining itself. There's a newer version as well that Trade Guider just released. You guys can capture that on their channel too, okay? Right. Now, on the weekly, let me just quickly check that. On the weekly, it's again uptrend phase 2 on the Nifty here. So on the daily side of things, that's turned into a little bit of a downtrend. Now, this is good. I mean, not that it's bad news and all doom and all that. What you can do is, if some of you are looking to get into the ride, and I've been looking at putting some more positions on the Nifty as well, of its strong fundamentals in the background for the macro side of things. What you can do is, yes, on the higher time frame, which I showed you on monthly and weekly, it's still showing an uptrend, right? So at some point, when I go on to my lower time frame, even though this is showing a downtrend, yeah, now I've got my direction clear on a higher time frame perspective towards my bigger objectives. Now, once I've got that, my direction, which is towards the upside, now what I do on the lower time frames is look to see when to get in, which is a little bit on timing, okay? Now, on timing wise, for a longer term perspective, what I can do is in the downtrend, okay, I won't buy into a falling knife. What I would do is I'll wait for it to stall a little bit, consolidate, make some higher lows, look for some specific patterns, and then after that, start to look into buy into that in the objective that it will turn the phase 2 on the higher time frame back into phase 1 and in alignment with your trend. That's the whole premise, okay? So have that simple understanding and then you'll be trading much more confidently. For those of you who are trading on much more lower time frames, you can then just look at the downtrend over here and then start to take the trade accordingly. Okay, on downtrend, I will just take money for a short-term move based on these tables over here. Now, what do these tables over here mean? Let me just take a look. Once I've taught you the principles, then we can apply this on anything else. Then I'll start to take a look at NVIDIA, Tesla, and all of that, and also some stocks as well. Okay, then we can start to take a look on how we can trade all of that. Now, the first thing is, what you can see from this table tells you how much move is left, right? Anytime when the dot comes, and I like to trade with the trend and with the VSA dot as well aligned, right? Which is a red dot and the top confirmed, downtrend phase 1, all in alignment. Then what we can then do is we can look at the close of the bar, take a target for maybe 80% of on high reliable strategy, you can take that. Or then we can also take the 1 ATR level or the 20% level, and another strategy we can create for 3 ATR if we believe that this is going to be one of the bigger runners, okay? But usually for phase 1s, I usually go for 1 ATR just on single time frame. If you want to combine time frames, then we can start to look whether it will run to the 20% or not. Now, on the other perspective, there's another stats that you can also use as well, which we have programmed in, which is called MAE, okay? How much will it go against you before it gets to your target? So over here, this will help me position my stop losses. Over here, I can see that if I place it at 1.5 ATR from my close, right, then I won't get stopped out 97% of the time. Now, that's a very powerful stat to have as you are trading. You can now trade a conviction so that even when these bars happen, like when it's going against you, you can still stay in the trade with conviction, okay, and not get disturbed by the noise. The last thing we also programmed as well is time 2. How long does it take to get to your target? Okay, that also we can find out, and that will tell you the number of bars or days over here, okay? So over here, it will tell you like, okay, to get to, let's say, $1, I just put this as an example, it will get there within just 1 day, okay? I can always increase that. Let me just do maybe 500, and then we can take a look at $5. To get to $5, how long will it take to get there? So that can be also, then it will adjust itself over here. Then it will tell you that most of them, to get to $5, it will get there within 2 bars, right? And 2 bars on a daily time frame is 2 days, okay? Right, that's in a nutshell how you can use these 3 stats on any stocks. Now, let me just swiftly move on to the other instruments and other stocks as well, just to show you that this can be applied anywhere. Now, you see on the daily time frame, Reliance again, over here is on a downtrend over here. That's where the signal then just came in. Right, and we can then take that for 1 ATR. How would you trade that for today? You can look at maybe more shorter time frame strategies. I've got the direction from the daily time frame. I can drop it to a 15-minute time frame at the moment, right? And then all I would take a look at is towards the downside, okay? Towards the downside trades is what I will take a look at. We got a signal over here that has passed. Now it's coming back in a downtrend phase 2 at the moment, right? Which is over here. Now I'll wait for orange dot to come in and then start to take it towards the short side. Exits are very important. Remember, I'm just talking about entry. Exits, then you got to take it from this table and create your strategies accordingly. Strategy construction is a very big topic. That's why we got our different programs where we'll train you on that, okay? So remember that always. So that's on the Reliance over there. Now, let me just do it on the other stocks over here. Let me look at American stocks as well. Tesla over here. You can take a look at also over here as well. Let's take a look at Tesla. Let me just drop it down to the daily time frame just to give me an idea. We got longer term positions on this Tesla actually, based on certain patterns, which we have talked about in the last monthly momentum session as well, where we do it for the paid subscribers. Now over here, you can see it's still in an uptrend phase 1, right? Some potential selling is coming into play. Now, is this going to sustain and then still take out that potential top and the potential selling area? Now, how do we stack the probabilities to our side on that? Firstly, I hold on to my daily time frame trend and direction. The other thing I look at is also my open equity distance. So my open equity distance at the moment, this is about $69 that it's gone, isn't it, right? I know some of you are messaging and all of that, saying that I'm not really sure about the terminologies here in the open equity. That's why I mentioned before that please take a look at 7stepstoctp.com, right? Where it will give you all the 7 videos to explain to you how to actually look at the stats much more in detail and how they were designed, what was the thinking behind it. In fact, it was the same things that we actually explained at the Society of Technical Analysis as well, okay? Society of Technical Analysis is a very big organization with 150 centers around the world, and we got invited to talk over there, and then after that talk, then they also then got us to come and write their training program, which I'll be lecturing for their students next year. Right, so based on that, then once you put your name and email, then after that, then you get the 7 free videos totally free of charge. And please do watch that. It's 15 years of research put together, really highly invaluable, really help you. We get lots of amazing feedback on this. Right. So coming back onto Tesla when I was talking about open equity over here, let me just bring up the table and let me just see the OE table here. Right, that's on the daily time frame over there. So let me just do that very quickly. So that's $5.57 over here. So it's 2 decimal places what we are seeing over here. So let me just do that very quickly. So I'll just do that. So it's moving up quite a bit. I think the way we designed this was, yes. So I think I'll use ATR, be a bit more easier. Because it's expanded over the years, that's why sometimes the raw distance are a bit difficult with stocks. I'll use the 0.25 ATR, be a bit more easier. Okay, great. So I can see how much ATR has it moved now. So let's take a look. This ATR here is 19, is about, let me just take that, 13.87. How much has it moved here? Let me just take a look at that. This is 68.66, isn't it? So let me just pull up the calculator here. So 68.67, divide that by 13, what did we say? 13.87 ATR. How much is it? It's roughly about 4, isn't it? Let's just say 5. So 5 ATR is really far on the right-hand side of the table, as you can see. To get to 5 ATR is 4.95, right, at the moment. To get to 5 ATR, there's only a 9.58% chance. So there's about 10% chance that it will take out that high and go towards the upside. Open equity is diminishing, right? So at this point, when I look at my lower time frames traders and look to position myself towards the upside, this is where I'll get a bit more cautious, okay, because there's not much more room on the higher time frame. So that's when we just got to get a bit more cautious on this, okay. Right, so probably the high is already confirmed on the 1 hour over here, as we can see. Now we will see if it does confirm and a blue dot comes on here to take it in alignment with the higher time frames. But if I do take this setup, I'll put a much more lower risk because on the daily time frame it's a bit overextended. I'll just drop one more time frame down on the 15-minute. Let me see what that is. That is towards the downside. VSA is also confirming towards the downside here. Signal came over here, and over here maybe I can start to take a look at some OE numbers over here as well, and I can trade them accordingly, okay. That's what I can do. Let me just put that on there, and then I can also take a look at my volume as well, which has been designed by the Trade Guider team. So 0.25 is about 84.4 R. What did we get over here? So 3.62. So on a lower time frame, if I just want to take it just on the downside, just very short moves, I want to take that 0.25 times 3.62. That's about 0.90, 90 cents. Has it done that? 328, and the low of that is 328.35. The low of that is, yes, it's definitely done that. I mean, in terms of its 90 cents. And then 1 ATR would be $3, so 325, isn't it? It hasn't done the 325 yet. That's one thing we can start to take a look at in terms of 325, which is about the last low as well. That's about that. That's your, let me just put that in green. So that's your 1 ATR level from here, from the close all the way to there. Stop loss usually you put for the swing low or the MAE number, which I have talked about just now, okay? Which you can also find out on 7 steps to ctp.com. Okay, we'll go into that much more in detail. When you put in, then you get all the 7 videos, which you can then start to take a look at. Right, so that's on the Tesla, as I've shown here, the MAE, you can get it from here as well. Right, now I can apply this also on any other stock. I'll take a look at one more, and then maybe we can wrap up. I know time is coming near as well. Let me just take a look at, so that's on the Tesla. Usually I look for all alignments, so that'll be really good when I get all kinds of alignments on it. Brent was a good one. I'll take a look at Brent on the later on. Now, in terms of, I've got the other stocks over here. Now, I'll take a look at NVIDIA as well at the moment, because that's been a hot topic. NVIDIA really still strong on the buy at the moment. We did buy it for longer term positions as well. Over here, we're just holding on to them. Let me just see. NVIDIA at the moment, we got an up signal, a buy signal over here when the blue dot came. VSA also green dot. Volume was also supporting it. In fact, there were bigger spikes over here towards the volume side where professional buying came in, actually, as explained also by the VSA volume spread analysis, guided by Gavin Holmes and his team at Trade Guider. Now, over here today, still the open equity, still there is move left, as you can see, even from the tables below. I'll quickly just take a look at that. I think I've got this on ATR at the moment. I put this on 0.1, that's fine. Let's take a look right now. This looks a bit more healthier. So this is about $9.93, which it has moved. Now, $9.93, divide that by 4.70, 4.33, which I can read off from here, as you can see, my ATR number. So if I do that, so it's 4.33. So let's do that over here. So we got, what did I just say? I just forgot that. So 9.93, 9.93, divide that by the ATR number. What was the ATR number here? 4.33, isn't it? Divide by 4.33. That's about 2.29 ATR. So when I take a look at the ATR numbers over here, so let me just move that away, and then I'll do maybe 0.5. Do 0.25, that's fine. So what did I just say? This was 2.29, wasn't it? So to 2.29, to get to 2.5, still 28.4% chance, which is still very good. For phase one, usually that's about 10% more, 38, 40% chance. We are upgrading this as well towards including phase one data only. So very shortly, the whole indicator data will be improved. That's what we usually do, you know, with all our subscribers and our following that we get, we reinvest the profits to make our systems more stronger, robust, and indicators so that you can make more informed decisions much more clearly. Okay, right. So on the 1 hour, so let me just go on to the 1 hour today. So all I'll be looking, I've got my direction already, right? So all I'll be looking at is only towards the upside at the moment in NVIDIA. So I have one over here, a bit of consolidation at the moment, still looking healthy. So this is one thing I can start to take a look at towards the close over here. Entry, right? Stop loss to be simple, we can put it over here towards the swing low. I'm just showing you a very simple stop loss. We can use the MAE data, or we can use the last stop selling out area. I'm not going to go into that too much in detail. 7 steps to CTP will tell you all of that. You can start to take a look at that when you get your own free time. In terms of targets are very important. Or exits, okay, you can either place a target or have a guideline or just keep using trailing stop loss. That's up to you according to your strategy construction again. Now, in terms of the target, easily can go for 50% number, which is about 1.25. Just for simplicity's sake, I will start to take a look at the 1 ATR number. 1.70 is what we are looking at. Close 149.23. And if I were to place my then target, that would be, let me just see, so that's 1.70. So this one would be, let me just use the calculator, make it more easier, isn't it? So 149.23 plus 1.70, right? Let me just double check. Was that 1.70? Yes, I can read it off here. So I put it over there, take the ATR off the confirmation bar. 150.93 is what we are taking a look at. And bingo, there we go. So that's what we got. Now, if you want to enter that a bit more earlier, but on a systematic way, not just out of just the blue, then we can also see a lot of tests happening over here by the VSA signals over here as well. One entry could have been here, or you can now wait for a blue dot to appear here before getting in, if you can get an earlier entry. Okay, great. And then, of course, as I said, you can also use the other three stats over here, the OE, MAE, and time to. All right, traders. Okay, traders, I think I've covered quite a bit, isn't it? So if there are no other questions or no other suggestions on what other stocks to look at, we've taken a look at quite a few, isn't it? So we've taken a look at the Nifty index to begin with. So I went through all the principles over there, right? And then after that, then I started to take a look at Reliance, and then started to take a look at NVIDIA, Tesla. You get the idea on how we are correlating things and using these stats and this strong framework to build sustainable, scalable, reproducible strategies, okay? Start to take a look on how these stocks go ahead, right, and perform today. Most of the time when they're in momentum, they will get towards their targets. I'll post this trade on our TradingView channel, Master the Markets 2010, and we'll see how that carries on. I'll go on with the NVIDIA on the 1 hour time frame, and we'll see how that goes towards its target. The final thing was Brent, wasn't it? On the Brent, on the stretch principle, I was taking a look at it just before it came over here. On Brent, let me just go on, because I've got a stretch indicator over here. It's a signal that's coming up over here. Now, in terms of the stretch principle, you can always go onto our channel. Highly recommend you guys to join our channel, right? youtube.com/Master the Markets, because we put a lot of great content. In fact, one that is coming up, I just remembered, is a great interview with one of the top traders out there, Lawrence Benstock. Okay, he's a manager of 55 trading systems. Now, that's quite a lot, isn't it? Really great trader to learn from as well. That's coming up next week. So that's why when you subscribe, you get all the notifications onto your phone. And when you subscribe, also click on the all bell notification icon so that anytime we go live, anytime we post any videos, you will get that firsthand. So it'll be very, very useful for you. So catch that interview over there. And then the other things also, you've seen all the must-watch videos that we've done also with Gavin, other top traders as well. You can see all of that on our YouTube channel. And also the stretch principle, right? If you want to learn a little bit about the stretch principle, it's all on this videos over here as well. Okay. Right, now coming back on to Brent on the stretch principle, again on towards the downtrend over here is what I am taking a look at. And towards the downtrend, then what I can see is the direction wise towards the downside, confirmation just came, still open equity left to the downside. If I can move then to the lower time frames on towards my stretch perspective, again on the lower time frame 1 hour, it's still a downtrend. This is an opposite stretch. You did take out the upper stretch first before coming down. This is a possible entry towards taking the lower stretch with an aggressive stop loss. So that's another thing towards the downside, which I'll post on TradingView as well. And you guys can observe and see how that comes along. Okay. All right, traders, I guess that's pretty much that from me for today in terms of all the stock analysis, in terms of all understanding all the three different stats on how they move, open equity, how much move is left, MAE, how much it moves against you before getting to your target, and then finally time to how long does it take to get to your target. Three powerful stats that you can use in any stocks, indexes, ETFs, bonds, whatever, name it, right? Strong principles formed back in the 1960s and still works until today. Okay, and it's actually Richard Wyckoff's method quantified. That's all it is. All right, traders, that's all from me on this video. I know we've gone a bit over time. Usually it's about 30-45 minutes that we do this, but I believe that you guys got good value and you can then use this in your own trading. And definitely watch 7 Steps to CTP and get in contact with us if you've got any questions at clientservice@masterthemarkets.net. That's all from me. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.